I think everyone's familiar with the National Economic Model and Economic Transformation Program, which aims to lift the Malaysian economy to become a high-income economy by the year 2020. And the foundation of it all is we need to get investments. So in that context, MIDA has to deliver growth, MIDA has to deliver the transformation. And we do this by bringing the right investments, whether it's domestic investment or foreign investments. So that's what we do in the context of the economic transformation and new economic model. And in the course of doing this, the interesting part is that we are also trying to achieve another goal, which is to rebrand Malaysia. Although Malaysia has been successful over decades in transforming our economy from a commodity-based economy to a manufacturing and now knowledge-based economy, but still quite a large portion of the international markets still have the perception that Malaysia is being grouped together with other countries which offer low-cost center for manufacturing and assembly. We are a victim of our own success actually. So we are trying to change that perception, and this process of transformation provides us with a window for that by bringing in the right investments. Being an instrument to deliver the economic transformation program, all the targets are aligned to what the ETP wants to achieve. And the ETP says that we have to deliver 1.4 trillion ringgit of investment by 2020. That's our target. And you prorate that annually, then it comes to about 148 billion ringgit of investment, of which 92% has to come from the private sector. So that's our target. We don't set our targets. Our target has been set by the economic model as well as the transformation program. Among those factors that had made Malaysia attractive has been the political stability, economic stability, relatively advanced infrastructure, sophisticated financial system, educated and well-trained workforce. So those factors are still there. But moving forward, to answer your question, what would be the factors can differentiate Malaysia? I think we have to look at both the hard as well as the soft infrastructure. The policies have to be right. We have great policies, but I think we have to relook at some of these policies and keep them current, relevant to the industries that we are enticing to help us transform the economy. The people, the workforce, I think is the most important factor. We want to make sure that they are equipped to absorb the new technologies that we want to bring. I think most of the infrastructure we have, connectivity, we are okay. We have great highways in Malaysia. We have several ports that are among the leading ports in the world. We have our international airports, not only in Kuala Lumpur, but as well in Penang and also eastern part of Malaysia. Broadband is being strengthened. Recently, the government licensed 4 more 4G companies. So connectivity will be the most important hard infrastructure that we need to develop. Malaysia has organized itself through 5 economic corridors, and as I mentioned earlier, each economic corridors have targeted sectors as well as taking advantage of what those geographical region can offer. For example, agriculture will be relevant to some of the East Coast countries, East Coast states rather. Oil and gas, which is abundant in eastern part of Peninsular Malaysia as well as northern Borneo, will be the feedstock for some of the downstream industries that will be developed there. So different corridors will have different targets and different kind of investment opportunities. All of them are successful when you assess the success in the context of the goals set for each of the corridors. Of course, some of them, I'll give you an example, taking advantage of the availability of resources in the eastern part of Peninsular Malaysia, for example, they are able to attract several biotech operations into that part of the country. So, and in Sabah, for example, recently there was a huge investment in aquaculture. So each of the corridors have achieved a certain degree of success, but you have to measure them against the goal and target set for each of the corridor. The main challenge is perception. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the perception, for many Western companies, not many of them are really familiar with Asia. There is this misconception that Asia is China and India and nothing else, and the rest of us are being grouped together. So the challenge for us is to how do we differentiate Malaysia from the rest? How do we highlight the advantages that Malaysia can offer to potential investors? And that's the challenge. It's not so much the product itself, but how to make the market aware of the product that we can offer, which is Malaysia.